grill pit. You cannot grill angel food cake on an outdoor grill. It'll just be a horrible mess. This little cheat sheet is something that I will give you. I'll email it to you when you get your grill pan. What I recommend is printing it out, taping it to the cabinet right next to your stove so that when you are grilling in it, you have those cooking times and temperatures nice and handy. And on the opposite side, you'll get these side dish ideas for you as well. So this is another tool that's going to help you get dinner on the table fast. So anyway, we got that in there. We are probably flipping our chicken at this point, and I'm using my, oh my gosh, I love these things. My chef's tongs, coated in nylon so they're not scratching up any of your nonstick pans. But the thing that I love about them most is that they are not laying in my drawer like this. How many of you have one of those drawers at home that every time you open it, everything's getting locked and jammed? So a couple solutions. Get stuff that stays locked. But if you're overstuffing it, you might want to look at one of our tool turnabouts to help you get everything organized and all in one place. So we're going to flip our chicken, blah, blah, blah. Other thing about, like I said, there's no babysitting to this. I can, in 5 minutes, put my chicken in here and go and update Facebook status. The microwave's turning off, so my food's not overcooking in there. You know, like sometimes you put cookies or a cake in the oven, you think, oh, I'm just going to go change the laundry, and then the timer goes off. Yeah, both of these are kind of like really, really easy to work with. So, and I just had to think of what I would be doing next. All right, so we are going to get our basil ready for our recipe. And I'm going to use a product that I never in a million years thought I would need, want, or love. And that is my manual food processor. This was a new product in the spring. It's on page 50 in your catalog. And I got to see it. I mean, when I got to see it, I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with that thing? I've got a food processor, and it's in the box in the basement. Been there for 5 years, has the 5 inches of dust on it, and I have not missed it one bit. And now I have 2 of these because I always keep one in my car ready to go for my shows. And I was tired of running out to the car to get this because every week we were making salsa or a dip or something. This is like way better than any blender or anything. And the cool thing is it works when the power goes out, so you can have fresh salsa anytime. If you've had fresh salsa, it's really tough to go back to the jarred stuff. The flavor's just not the same. But let's face it, fresh salsa is pretty expensive to buy. And you can make like 5 times, maybe that's an exaggeration, 3 times the amount of fresh salsa for the cost, with using your own ingredients, for the cost of buying it in a little container like this at the store. So let's just talk about some of the things that are really cool about this. First, it's so compact in size. Food processors are giant, and we're like, where am I going to keep this thing? And that's why it ends up in the basement, because you don't have any place to keep it, and then you don't use it. Out of sight, out of mind. So this is so compact, it can fit anywhere. The handle stores closed. There is silicone on the bottom, so it's not slipping and sliding around on your tabletop. The blades come right out, so you don't have a hole left in the bottom of your food processor. How many of you are cutting up all of your scrapers, trying to get everything out in your blenders? You don't want to take the bottom off, because then everything runs out. This goes out and in, nice and easy. So let me give you some ideas. Does anybody already have this? Have some ideas of what you like to make in yours?
Oh, I was going to say it's great for the RV or for taking care of it.
Yes, or tailgating even. Yeah, that's a good point. Absolutely. So because it's such a new product, a lot of people don't already have this, so I'm going to give you some ideas of how you could see yourself using this at home in your kitchen. So of course, I already talked about making salsas and dips. You can make your own homemade hummus. Hummus is something I was like, huh? But it's actually quite good, and there's all kinds of ones that you can make. There's tapenades that you can make. You can do your egg salad in here. You can also do your scrambled eggs and your omelets. You're just going to put your peppers and onions or your bacon or ham, whatever there, chop it up first, then add your egg mixture. Guacamole, baby food. You can do your graham crackers and cookies for your crust. You can do nuts and smoothies and herbs and vegetables. We're going to chop our basil in here in a second. But my family's personal favorite with this is our own homemade blizzard. You just put any candy topping that you want, pump it up and down a few times, and you are making blizzards at home. All right.
Hey, you know what I did there once, Stacy? I made instant pudding.
Really?
Tiny box.
Oh, cool. Very, very cool. So this is so easy to use. If you have young kids, it's a great tool that you can use to help them get involved in the cooking in the kitchen. And it's quiet too. You know, like the food chopper, the food chopper I absolutely love. But there's a certain volume to that, so if the baby's napping, you don't want to use the food chopper. So nice and easy. Just pump it up and down. You can make your own pesto in here just by putting some olive oil and garlic and some find that I need to scrape it down just a little bit because as it chops, it's chopping from the bottom and the ingredients don't always slide down. But you're not ever going to have to worry about food being caught underneath the blades because as the blades rotate, it's lifting food from the bottom so it all gets chopped. So, pretty cool tool, right? Much different than this big one. Okay. So we're still waiting on our pasta. In a few minutes, the chicken might be done, may not be done. Whenever the chicken's done, it's coming out and it's going into my stainless steel mixing bowls. So, Trish, I don't think you have these bowls yet. So I just want you to hold them in your hands and just tell me what you see about these bowls that you think is really nifty.
I like they have this little thing that I can hold it so I'm mixing. And they're light.
Lightweight, yeah, exactly why I carry that and that's the batter bowl.
And there's little measurements
How
in there.
much longer?
How much minutes after 9 minutes? She's starting.
Just give me 7 or yeah, just look at the pasta.
There's little measurements in there.
Measurements.
Little thing.
Yeah.
For it.
Yeah.
And there's a lid.
Yep. And
Oh. Ooh. Yeah, that's nice. So it doesn't go all over the table.
wow, Trish, you did a great job. You should think about doing this. Okay, so the chicken comes out. I'm going to usually have 3 chicken breasts in here. We're going to use one of my favorite tools to chop 2 of them using our salad chopper. Salad chopper is on page, whatever page it's on. It's on my list. We tell what page it's on. So this is an awesome tool, not only for chopping lettuce and carrots and radishes and everything that you would want to possibly go in your salad, but also for chopping cooked meats. And usually I reach in here, grab a chicken breast, hold it up, and just slice right through it. And take it about 2 or 3 times, then show them the bowl. Sometimes I'll pass them around, let everybody use the salad chopper to chop up that chicken. And then with my other chicken breast, which at some point I probably passed one of these off to the kitchen because it had raw chicken juices on it, and we talk about the flexible cutting mats and how great they are for avoiding cross-contamination in your kitchen. But they are really designed for light jobs. For your heavy-duty jobs, you want to use our cutting boards. And both the cutting mats and cutting boards have a real purpose in that they don't dull the blades of your knives and they don't absorb bacteria. So we're going to talk about protecting your investment. So the investment that I'm talking about is your second power tool, and that is your knife. Every kitchen needs at least 1 good knife. If you're lucky, you have 3. If you're really lucky, you have 9 knives or more. So here's just some things that I love about the knife. And really a sign that you can tell that you have a good quality knife is it balanced? Now how many of you already have good quality knives in your home? Alright, so I'm just going to challenge you because sometimes we think name means quality and that's not necessarily true because there are different grades of quality knives, like from Henkel, for example. If you want to see if you have the best Henkel knives, just take them home and hold it like this in your hand. If that blade falls forward, you don't have the best Henkel. We got them on sale for $20 for a reason. And you didn't have to do anything. You just walked in and thought you cut a great deal. Henkel and Wüsthof knives are known for their knives, but they do sell different grades. I just want you to be careful about that. Hammer Chef, their forged cutlery, you're only getting one kind of forged cutlery. It is the best. So balance is one way that you can tell right from the start whether or not you have a good knife. The other couple important things is it's full tang, one continuous piece of steel from tip to tip. It has a nice full bolster so you're protected, your hands. If you watch cooking shows, you know that they don't hold their knives like this or like this, do they? They're choking up on the blade of the knife. So girls, I don't want you to be afraid of this big 8-inch knife. You're going to find that once you get a big knife, that's the one that you prefer to use. Just choke up on it to give you that control and to give you that knife-safe grip. If you're holding it like this, it's probably slipping and sliding around in your hands and you want to be worried about these little fingertips. It's just like the coach tells his T-ball team to choke up on their bats, you're going to choke up on your knives. These knives have been through the forging process. Does anybody know what that means?
Cold.
Yeah, you got it. Basically, the metal's been heated up, hammered, and cooled very quickly, just like a blacksmith would do to make his sword. So you've got a little mini sword in your kitchen. Be careful. They are very sharp, and they stay very, very sharp. That's what the forging process does as well. So they really only need to be sharpened once every couple of years, and it's really just going to depend on how often you use that knife. So the only time I want you to sharpen your knife, when you hold it up and you look across the blade and you see a bunch of nicks out of the top. If it starts to look like a comb, it needs to be sharpened. If it's squishing the tomato without you know, if you're trying to slice it and you've got that tomato that's been sitting on the counter, it's got that leathery skin and you're thinking, oh my gosh, it's going to be a mess. These knives are going to glide through that without having a tomato bloodbath all over your countertops. But they do need to be honed on a regular basis. And honing is easy. We have a honing tool. It's on the bottom right-hand corner of that page that the forged cutlery is on, pages 40 and 45. If you get a forged cutlery knife, I'm not going to let you walk out the door without a honing tool. If you already have one, that's fine, but you need a honing tool. Every other time that you use it, just run it through here a couple of times. It's going to keep that razor-sharp edge on the blade of the knife without removing any steel. Sharpening removes steel, honing doesn't. When you sharpen a pencil, what happens to it? It gets smaller. We don't want our knives to get smaller. So, hone them regularly. A lot of us have a honing tool at home already. It's that long stick that's in the knife block. That is not a skewer for roasting potatoes, and it's not a meat lifter to get the roast out of the crock pot. That is a honing tool, but we don't know that 45-degree angle to use. So this is like a no-brainer thing. So at this point, I probably slice up the chicken or have somebody come up and slice the chicken, or, yeah, so when I was doing something different, they came and sliced mine around. But I do think you need to get them to use your knives. And ask the person who has the knife at home that won't slice the tomato without stabbing it first. And they're the one that you want to get up and use that knife. So, food's all done. We're just going to talk about a couple of other things really quick. A couple bamboo pieces. This is one of our new bamboo fiber bowls. They are on pages 30 and 31. How many of you looked at this and thought this was bamboo? Probably nobody. Clueless. This is, I was kind of blown away by it as well. These are dishwasher safe too, which is pretty cool, because some bamboo pieces where it's actually been glued together, like your tool turnabout, you wouldn't want to put in the dishwasher. Your spoons, anything that's one solid piece can go into the dishwasher. So these are a great alternative to those plastic bowls that kind of get distorted over time or funky things into them. And they come in a set of 3. This is the smallest of the set. And they're great for taking outside and if you're looking for something that's lightweight but not quite as expensive as the stainless steel mixing bowls, these are a great thing to get when you host a show. This is a great thing that you could just buy tonight and go out with it. And then the one other product that I want to tell you about, because I do have a special on this too, is our new leak-proof containers, leak-proof storage containers. These are on page 17 in your catalog. And they come in 4 different sizes, and there's so much controversy these days about whether or not it's safe to microwave in plastic. So I'm just of the mindset, why not just err on the side of caution and not do it, since we don't really know if it's linked to X, Y, and Z or not. So these can, you can put anything in here, from leftovers to, well, you tell me, what else do you put in your containers? Lunch, right? Yes. Just anything that you need. Some people told me that they've put their cell phones in these, like if they're going somewhere where possibly the cell phone might get wet, they'll just throw it in the container and throw that in their bag so they know that it's completely dry. And they also, so this thing, think about our lasagna. Maybe we have a lasagna in our largest one. You have it in the freezer, you've got your food storage label in there so that you know indeed it is lasagna and not something else. And then you put it into the refrigerator to defrost. Well, lasagna, I don't think warms up very well in the microwave, right? It kind of ruins it. So because these containers are oven safe as well, you can go right from the refrigerator to the oven. You don't have to move it to another pan. So at this point, my timing is probably a little bit different. Everything's kind of ready. So most of the time, I will